this world, Earth is gonna end, so humans do anything and everything they want. That don't sound like a good idea.
Recapped here. Today I'm gonna explain an adventure, comedy, and drama film called Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. On their way back home, Dodge and his wife Linda listen to a radio broadcast informing everyone that the last-ditch effort to save humankind has failed.
Damn.
Unfortunately, the 70-mile-wide asteroid called Matilda is set to collide with Earth in exactly 3 weeks.
Matilda? We're gonna die to a Matilda? Oh my god, take me now. Hey, I'm live on Twitch every single Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Link is in the description. I better see you there.
Despite the tragic news, Dodge tries to remain calm and just points out that they missed their exit. Because of this, Linda looks at Dodge in disbelief before running away without a single word, leaving him for good. With 21 days left,
What about until death do us part? What the fuck are you running away for?
until the asteroid hits, Dodge's life continues without a single blip in his routine because people react differently to tragedy. Some people even started offering assassination services for those.
You're hire an assassin, tired of waiting for the end. Experienced hunter can in the wait. Rifle, bow, and arrow. Animal trap. The mystery is half the fun. Accepting cash or barter. No job is too small. Single or group plans available. Fuck a virgin. Oh my god.
Those who don't want to wait for the end of the world. While he's at the gym, Dodge watches a news update that cell services are dead while power and water are soon to be shut off as well. Nonetheless, Dodge still drives back to work despite traffic becoming worse than usual. At work, Dodge, who's an insurance salesman, attends a meeting where their company is just giving away upper management executive positions. Dodge and his co-workers all react differently to the situation, but it's obvious that they all feel hopeless. When he gets back home
Look
to
at
his
Dodge,
apartment
man.
complex, Dodge checks his mailbox but sees it empty. Then, when he goes to his unit, he hears someone vacuuming inside. Dodge
Oh.
immediately assumes it's Linda, but it's just their weekly cleaner, Elsa.
Hi,
She
Elsa.
greets him with a smile, so he asks her to stay to watch TV, but she politely refuses. Because of the current state of the world, Dodge tells Elsa not to come back next week, but she doesn't react well to the firing, so Dodge takes it back, thinking that Elsa might be oblivious to the asteroid situation, or she just doesn't want to think about it. Elsa then leaves, but tells him that she'll be back next week.
Where the hell is Linda at? Elsa, do you want to build? Never mind. My bad.
After being left alone, Dodge watches more updates and sees that airlines are
Is he just drinking cough syrup?
no longer in service, and the final flight has taken off. The next day, Dodge goes to work with
Damn, Dodge. You gonna try a skincare routine before the world ends? Like, golly.
spider bites on his face.
Spider
Then,
bites.
a man jumps to his death and lands on Dodge's car, leaving him terrified. With 14 days left, Dodge goes to a party thrown by his friend Warren and his wife Diane. When Diane greets him at the door, she immediately comments about Linda, noting how she never looked happy with him.
Damn.
Unfortunately, that's something that Dodge never noticed.
Wow. So your wife never loved you. I think in the end of the world, I might as well be collecting all the STDs I can, just so I can see how much it burns. You know? Because the world's already going to end, so I might as well experience as much pain as possible and then spread it to others.
Because Dodge is now single, Diane plans to set him up with her friend, but he isn't too fond of the idea. On the other hand, Warren just offers him a highly exclusive cigar, which he accepts. Diane tells her husband that Dodge needs to meet somebody or else he'll die alone, but Warren disagrees.
There's nothing
saying
wrong
that
with dying
Dodge
alone.
isn't going to die alone because he's going to die with the rest of the world. Still, Diane introduces him to Karen, who is dressed to the nines because she wants to wear the clothes she hasn't worn yet. During dinner, everyone shares their plans for the remaining days, and Karen expresses how much she likes Dodge.
14 days left. What am I doing? What is there to do with 14 days left? I don't know if I would be able to do anything. I think I would just be sitting still in shock that the world's ending. Like I wouldn't have a motivation to do anything.
Later that night, the party grows wilder to the point that Warren even urges the kids to drink alcohol. On the other hand, Karen is still trying to get with Dodge, who's ignoring her advances. Instead, he talks to another friend, Roach, who tells him about all his escapades with different women since the announcement of the end of the world. He even asks Dodge to have fun with him and Karen, but Dodge isn't into that kind of thing. Then, when his friends start doing hard drugs, Dodge chooses to hide in the bathroom. Moments later, Diane comes to check up on Dodge. Then, much to Dodge's surprise, Diane starts to kiss him, so he quickly pushes her away.
Everyone tweaking. I guess that's what the end of the world would do to y'all. Everyone would be tweaking. I wouldn't trust humans at the end of the world. I might have to lock myself up in a basement or something. I'm gonna make sure I have like the strongest of tape wrap around my booty. I can't do that because I'm gonna have to poo. Damn it! How am I gonna protect myself from these vicious men?
Pointing out that she's married to his friend. However, Diane disagrees, saying that nobody belongs to anyone anymore. Dodge ends up going home early to reminisce about his old life.
My lord.
He looks at a picture of him and his high school sweetheart, Olivia, and starts to play the harmonica. Then, suddenly, he sees a woman crying by the fire escape. When Dodge checks up on
Linda?
her, she immediately starts bawling in his arms despite not knowing him. As it turns out, the woman, Penny, is Dodge's downstairs neighbor.
Where's Linda? Did she just ran off into the middle of nowhere?
Aside from recently breaking up with her boyfriend, she also missed her
Personally, you're gonna survive the meteor? Would you still stream? I'm gonna stream right before the meteor hits. Y'all better be donating as many bits as possible. But I think I might be able to survive the meteor hitting too. Cause now that I think about it, I probably just airbend the meteor like a little bit out of the way so it just chips the earth a little bit. I'm gonna let it chip off like Europe or something. You know, I'm gonna airbend it, chip off Europe, and then push it away into the sun. I think that's what I would do.
flight and now has no means of getting back home. Dodge invites her in, so they introduce themselves to each other. After that, Penny takes a sip of Dodge's cough syrup with codeine and vodka, then offers him some weed, but he declines. Penny then tells him that the substance helps with her bad sleeping routine due to her hypersomnia, noting that she can sleep through the apocalypse. That night, Penny falls asleep on Dodge's couch. Sure enough, she doesn't wake up even when the television is playing loudly, and Elsa is vacuuming in front of her. Dodge
Did she
even
die?
pinches her nose, but Penny doesn't move an inch. Moments later,
She
Penny
died?
wakes up, so Dodge walks her downstairs. As they arrive at Penny's place, she hands him his lost letters that mistakenly got put in her mailbox, noting that she kept them for years. Penny also asks Dodge about Linda, thinking that she's his roommate. She says she seemed so happy with her boyfriend, revealing that she used to bring a guy over to their apartment without Dodge's knowledge.
Well, I guess I know where she is right now. Huh. Okay.
Because of this revelation, Dodge goes back to his apartment and angrily disposes of Linda's belongings. He then goes to a park to drown his sorrows with a bottle of window cleaner. But despite the attempt to take his life, Dodge still wakes up the next day.
That's such a hard way to die. The window cleaner? What?
Only to find an abandoned dog tied to his foot and a paper that just says sorry. Going back home, he notices mayhem breaking out in the streets but ignores it. Moments later, while Dodge is watching the news about a massive riot, he reads the lost mail that Penny gave back to him and
Olivia
sees a
must
confession
send you
letter from
something.
Olivia
Did
dated
Olivia-
months ago. Then suddenly, a brick is thrown back to him and sees a confession letter from Olivia dated months ago.
Yep, Olivia. Oh, wow.
Then suddenly, a brick is thrown through his window from the riot outside. He tries to go out but hears a commotion in the hallway, so he leaves through the fire escape instead. He brings along Sorry the dog and heads down to Penny's apartment. There, Dodge encounters Owen, Penny's ex-boyfriend, who immediately assumes that he's sleeping with Penny. A bit annoyed, Dodge ignores him to wake up Penny and warn her about the riots, but Owen is trying to get in his way. Dodge also tells him to move quickly and leave, but Penny is adamant about bringing a few of her music records with her.
Oh, yes, because, you know, Penny's a wonderful artist. You know, you have to be an artist at the end of the world. I'll let y'all know, before the end of the world, or before the meteor hits. I'm writing like 3 singles. I'm going to have a huge party in New York Square. You know, we're always going to be singing my songs until we die.
He offers to drive as they try to escape the current disorder, but they find trouble locating her car. Some people then start firing their guns, so Owen uses Penny as a human shield to protect himself.
W.
When they get to her
Owen!
vehicle, Penny struggles driving away because she's stuck in a parallel parking space. Owen goes out to assist her, but he starts berating Penny for not doing it properly. Dodge, who just wants to leave, tells Penny that he knows someone with a plane. He says he can take Penny to her family
Who,
if she
Warren?
manages to get him out of there. So Penny just recklessly drives away without Owen. They run out of gas the next day, so they end up walking down the road.
Where's Olivia?
Because of their current situation, tensions rise and they start arguing. Dodge says Penny ruined his life, blaming her for not getting Olivia's letter in time. Penny starts feeling guilty because of that, so she promises to help him find his lost love. She then hails an oncoming vehicle.
Man, it is 14. It's like probably like 7 days left in my life talking about some lost love. I'll probably try to find Atlantis or something. I would warn the fishes that the world is ending. That'd be one of my things. So I think I would water bend the sea, spread it out, and just walk past like side by side, just letting the fish know that your time is up. So enjoy your time with your family. I'm gonna tell the orcas stop being assholes because you're about to die, so you might as well die being a good person.
And asks the driver,
good orca, my bad,
Glenn, to take them to Somerset, and the kind man gives them a lift. On the road, Penny makes Glenn share his life story, so he confesses that he was planning on killing himself after learning about the end of the world. However, he mentions that doing that won't get him into heaven. Then, while Glenn is talking, Dodge notices that he has shovels at the back of his truck, which makes him suspicious. Moments later, Glenn pulls over to take a leak and invites Dodge to come with him, but he refuses. Then, Penny takes Sorry out for a walk when Glenn comes back. Once Penny is gone, Glenn tells Dodge to kill him quickly, thinking he's the hitman he hired. Dodge is confused at first, but they manage to resolve the misunderstanding.
Oh, you hired the hitman to get him killed. Okay, it all makes sense. Yeah, so you didn't want to commit, so instead you hired someone to kill you. Makes sense.
It isn't long before the real assassin shoots Glenn in the neck and speeds off. When Penny comes back, they bury him using the shovels in the vehicle. They then decide to use Glenn's truck, but since they accidentally buried the keys with him, they have to dig him up again. As Dodge and Penny continue driving and getting to know each other, they come across a restaurant called Frenzy's. They then meet Darcy and Katie, the overly friendly servers. As they order, Penny lies that it's Dodge's birthday, so the restaurant crew gives him a little surprise and a couple of kisses. However, when things start getting crazy, they escape the restaurant. Afterward, the two end up sharing a passionate moment in the truck. However, Dodge regrets it later because of their age difference, not wanting to seem like he's taking advantage of Penny.
How old is she? Age difference, yeah, she is younger, but how much younger? What's the age difference? Hold up.
He apologizes, but Penny brushes it off, telling him it was bound to happen. As they drive, a cop suddenly pulls them over for speeding. At the same time,
they pulled over for a cop. Nigga, I'm flooring it.
Dodge and Penny learn that Glenn's vehicle has a broken taillight and an expired plate number. Given the current state of the world, Penny tries to plead with the officer, Wally, to let them go, but he refuses. So they find themselves getting locked up in their separate cells.
Wally's a bitch!
Penny starts crying out of guilt because she feels like she ruined Dodge's life as much as she ruined her own. So Dodge tries to comfort her through the bars and starts talking about his own life to make her feel better. A little while later, one of the police officers releases them and apologizes for Wally's behavior. He also mentions that their truck got impounded, so he offers them a ride. But because their destination is too far, Penny asks to be taken to Camden, where Speck, a military man with a
Negro! That actually has a name. See, there was a Negro at the table earlier, but he didn't have a name. He was just a side character. This Negro has a name.
bomb shelter lives. He also happens to be Penny's ex-boyfriend, and he is still in love with her. Speck then welcomes them to his titanium-walled basement and lets Penny speak to her family using a satellite phone. After that, Speck tells Dodge that there's no room for him in their shelter, but only for Penny.
Now you think I'm gonna leave this precious young white lady around all you hooligans? You really think I'm gonna let that slide, buddy? Well, pal, I have one more thing coming to you.
However, Penny doesn't plan to stay. Instead, she asks to borrow a car so she could take Dodge to Olivia. Together, they leave, but Speck tells Penny to return with the car. Eventually, they arrive at Olivia's place, but there isn't anyone home. So instead, they just break into the house and try to make themselves feel comfortable. Then, when Dodge wakes up from a nap later, he sees Penny preparing dinner. They share a peaceful moment to talk about
Where's
mundane
Olivia?
things next to the fireplace. And as Penny talks about the things she likes, Dodge just listens fondly. Moments later, Penny goes to the kitchen and finds Olivia's letter to her parents with a return address. She then shows it to Dodge and says they'll go there the next day. However, when they get to the address, Dodge doesn't knock or check inside despite thinking that Olivia is home.
Okay.
Instead, he just leaves her a letter. Confused, Penny keeps asking him
Because Dodge has now fell in love with a youngin. Or Olivia's dead. It's one or the other. I don't know. Thank you, Kate Dog, for the gift ad.
about it, but he brushes her off. Dodge realizes that he's developed feelings for Penny, but doesn't want to tell her because she needs to get back to her family.
That's
then,
right. Thought
in the
so.
middle of their conversation, Dodge turns to look at Penny. So
And
he
they hit a
almost
deer.
hits some people. As Penny and Dodge follow the couples and families, they realize that they're lining up at the beach to get baptized. Then, while watching those people, they confirm their blooming love for each other as they kiss, not even finding the need to put it into words. They also stay at the beach, joining the others as they spend what little time they have left with their loved ones.
I wanted to meet
Penny and
Olivia.
Dodge continue their journey soon, and they eventually arrive in Somerset. There, Dodge introduces Penny to Frank, the guy he knows who has a plane. As it turns out, Frank is Dodge's father, whom he hasn't seen in more than 20 years.
Damn.
Because of their family problems, Dodge and Frank have some unspoken tension between them. However, they try to move past such issues because the world is ending in less than 2 weeks. They spend a final lovely evening together, making up for lost time. Then, when Penny finally falls asleep, Dodge carefully carries her to Frank's plane without even saying goodbye. But before leaving, Dodge confesses to a sleeping Penny that she's the love of his life. As Frank takes Penny back to England, Dodge returns home and finds a note from Karen.
To England? He's going overseas in that little thing? Are you sure they're gonna make it, or are they not in America? Are you sure they're gonna make it to England? Dodge 445.
Who's looking for him. He also finds Elsa cleaning his apartment, so he angrily tells her to leave and be with her family. However, Dodge takes back what he said when he sees how confused Elsa is, and she says she'll see him next week before leaving.
Does she have dementia?
Unfortunately, there is no more next week. As Dodge watches the final TV broadcast, the anchorman announces that the asteroid is arriving in exactly 16 hours. Because of that, Dodge goes down to Penny's apartment to spend his remaining hours there. He then starts listening to Penny's music records before lying down on the floor, waiting for the world's end. However, a few moments later, the power suddenly goes out.
Oh, it's
Sorry
happening.
starts bothering Dodge, so he stands up to see what he wants. Then, he sees that Penny has returned for him.
How the fuck do you get here?
Upset that he let her leave. As they reunite, Penny tells Dodge that she made Frank turn around when she woke up. They then lie down together, spending their
So you rather spend your time with this stranger you barely know than your family.
A body has been discovered.
My bad, you probably don't barely know him. You've known him for a week. So you said, fuck your family. Thank you, much love for the sub, for the Renee for the sub, but that's actually insanity.
final moments as Penny makes Dodge swear not to let her fall asleep. She also tells Dodge that she just wants to be with him, and of course, he feels the same way. To distract Penny, Dodge makes her talk about her childhood as explosions sound in the distance. Penny then cries in fear, but Dodge remains calm and tells her how madly in love he is with her.
R.I.P. Linda, man. She really carried this
Dodge
story.
is just glad that he got to know Penny, and as they stare into each other's eyes, the asteroid finally hits.
Subscribe to
Tragic, man. I would have survived. But yeah, that's so tragic.